1.
What's up, Chingu people? Quick tutorial on how to make a Slack bot integration. Okay, so what does a Slack bot do? It responds to words that you type in a channel. You can invite it to a channel just like any other user. This particular bot tells Chuck Norris jokes. Then you can type Chuck Norris and a username. You can also type giggle help, and you get a help menu. And we even included an Easter egg, which was a Yo Mama joke. So how do you get started with one of these? So first of all, they're different than a Slack app. A Slack bot integration is a little bit simpler process, a little bit easier to get going. What did this one say? Your mom is so fat she put on her lipstick with a paint roller. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is go up here to the upper left, go down to apps and integrations. I'm going to come in here, and over here where it says build, you'll just click on build. And scroll down to bot users. Click on that. And it'll tell you a bunch of different information. But if you scroll down to setting up your bot user, right here you can do new bot user integration. And you name your bot. Click the button. And new integrations added. And so here's where you can set up some of your stuff with Slack. It's going to give you this API token, which is important. But you can always come back to this screen, but you're going to want to keep that in a safe spot. You can add an image or an emoji that's going to display in the channel just like any other user. You can give your bot a first and last name and a description of what it does. Then you save it. And of course, you invite, that bot's going to come up out here, and then you can invite the bot to a channel. Your bot will be on the list. Like there's another bot right there, Gigglebot. There's Ben Jr. that we just created right there. So you just invite. Oh, you got to put the channel there too. You can open up a direct chat with your bot just like that. And if you're in the channel, you just have to put the channel afterwards. So what I'm going to do is provide a link to this repo. And in this repo, there's a README. All you have to do is you're going to want to fork this repo. So you're going to need a GitHub account. And wherever you're running this, you're going to need Node.js. So you come up here and click fork right here. Then you're going to get a copy of that into your own. You're going to have a new repo in your own account with all these files. So then you go to wherever you do your coding, and you're probably going to clone it. Once you clone it from your own repo, like after you fork it, you're going to want to clone it. I have mine in Cloud9, and that's where the bot's running right now. But the first thing you're going to want to do once you get it going is run npm install That's going to install the dependencies in the package.json file. These are your main files, your bot.js and your index.js. A bot.js is kind of like what creates the bot. You don't really need to do anything to this file. You can totally look at it and get an idea of how it all works. But this is all set up for you. And then the index.js is kind of like your bot's functionality. So you can see it's going to tap into that bot.js file. And it's set up with a couple commands, hello, and it's going to respond with hello to you too. And to give you a little idea how we did the joke, you're able to basically pick up on the joke being the text joke in the channel, and then what we did was we split it, and if there was one word, we responded with a certain way, and if there was more than one word, we responded in a different way. And that's how we did busting a joke on someone else in the channel, or just telling a joke in general. And now what's cool about this is if you go over to the testing branch, it's going to show you, of course, you're going to need one more dependency, that's node fetch. But it's going to show you how we did. So whenever someone typed joke, our bot actually does an API call. And now if you've ever done any other projects that used APIs, you'll know what this is. Basically, there's all these things out there that are free with no keys or anything, like this Chuck Norris one right here. You just use fetch with this URL, and it's going to return a random joke every time you do it. And then we used our you just use bot.send and send it back to the channel. Now, if you have any questions about stuff, feel free to hit me up on this YouTube video. One more thing, once you get your bot programmed, to get it running, this is what you type on the terminal, but there's no spaces here. You just say Slack token equals, and then you put in that token that I showed you before that was important, back where you created your bot, and then node space index.js or index.js. So that's telling node to run the index.js file. Now you can set it up differently with environment files or different things, but this, I literally type it out and it works on the command line. Slack token equals my Slack token, and then Node.js. But you can also add it as an environment file. You can do a bunch of different things to hide that environment file, and to hide that Slack token. But this right here should get you going. Just to reiterate, the master branch is basically a blank canvas for you to set your bot up wherever you want. It's going to give you a couple kind of keys onto, basically if you ran this and typed hello, it would respond as is right now. And this is just to kind of get you going with your bot. If you want to see a more detailed finished product, sort of, go to the testing branch, and that'll show you how to do different API calls and structure different responses in different ways, and give you probably a bunch of different ideas on which direction to take your bot. So down below this video, you will find a link to this page on Slack where you can set up your bot. You will find a link to this repo, which once again you will fork. And when you set it up, you're going to want to probably clone it. You can also download it if you do stuff locally. But this should be enough to get you started. And once again, any questions on getting going, just leave them in the YouTube channel, and I will try to get back to you as best I can. All right, so good luck with your bot, and I'm looking forward to see what you make. See ya.